Doesn't that sound make you like, yes, let's take the day by the horns and let's just do it? So, good morning, everybody, and welcome to Tuesdays on the Daily Huddle. My name is Andrea, and I'm your host for every fourth Tuesday of the month. And I'm part of this theme and this idea and this movement that Tara started it all about relationships and communications matters. I'm building a community of people who are working on becoming better communicators, better people in relationships, knowing each other better, knowing ourselves better, so we can create a very strong community. And I bring it from entrepreneurial perspective, idea of relations and communications with that lens. I am a business coach, I'm a business strategist and consultant, and I help you accomplish stuff. And that's what we're going to do today. I just help you. You tell me, oh, I want to do this. You're the ideator, you're the creator, and I tell you, yeah, that's a valuable idea. That's a very viable idea. Let's just do it together. So that's my mindset. And what my drivers are, and this is what Sorel and Gio told me that my superpowers are around organization, around clarity, around simplicity, and that's what I'm trying to bring to you today. It's an idea, and why not using a framework that can help you say no, can help you quit, can help you leave or letting go those things that are holding you back. So that's an idea. I'm not saying you have to agree or not agree with it, but at least is another vehicle, another creative way for you to explore the possibility of letting go, quitting, and stopping the things and stop doing the things that are, again, holding you back. So, as you know, every time that I have a little speak and discussion and chat with you, we have an objective and we have an outcome. And the objective of today's discussion is to chat about this tool in the context of you becoming a better person that can be a better communicator and a better person in a relationship. So, this is a tool. We're going to chat about it. And what is the outcome? You're going to have a very introductory understanding of this framework that I call Say No. And there's an acronym, and I'm going to explain it. But the Say No framework, I'm just going to give you an idea about what I'm talking about and how it can help your life. So, to start this discussion, I want to invite you to, if possible, think about something that you either are currently doing that you need to stop doing because it's not taking you to the next level in your life. Maybe it's a relationship with a person that you should be letting go. Maybe it's a habit that you need to stop doing. Or it's something that you in the past had experience, had a relationship with, and you don't have anymore this, but the process about letting go and quitting was painful. So it could be either or situation. And I want you to open the idea of using a framework either to help you right now move away from where you are or evaluate what if I have would have used a framework that could have helped me better, and how can I use it moving forward. Okay, so if you have an example, great. If you want to write it down, that usually helps with clarity. If you don't have an example, it's totally okay, because again, today is more an introductory about this idea of using frameworks so you can make decisions in your life. So for me, in the communication that I'm trying to do here, is clarity is kind, saying no, quitting, leaving, letting go is not cruel, and you deserve to close those tabs on things that are not longer aligned with your future. That's the word. The key word is align, is alignment. And the second keyword that I want you to remember today, if you just remember those two words, I'm totally good. Alignment with your future and the attachment from your past. Alignment with your future, the attachment from your past or present. Okay, so as I mentioned at the beginning, have you ever said something, yes to something that is currently Your gut told you I should not do it. Trusting instincts, trusting your thoughts, it's something that you actually should incorporate in your life. And all of us have been there. We have either been overcommitted, overstretched, overwhelmed. And it's not just about the feeling, it's about being stuck. So, being stuck in a relationship, being stuck in a routine, being stuck in an identity that no longer serves you is what we're trying to discuss today. So saying no may sound simple, but it's not the saying no about, hey, you want to jump from an airplane without a parachute. Of course, your answer is going to be no. We're talking about a no that is deep and profound in your identity. Structure instead of chaos, permission instead of guilt, and clarity instead of confusion is what a framework can give you, because a framework provides you with a vehicle and a tool. You don't have to addition, you don't have to add any drama to it. It's like numbers. Numbers tell you a story. Hey, I have $100. I need to spend this amount of money in a pair of shoes, but if they are more than 100, I cannot buy them. Done. There's no drama. There is no discussion. There is no something that is going to hold you back. It's the same with a framework. A framework provides you the structure, and some people, possibly majority of us, think that a framework is actually going to prevent you and not give you the freedom. It's actually giving you the freedom to use your brain for the things that you actually need to make a decision on. And it's not the process about asking you questions. It's in the framework. So following the process, trusting the feelings that you're going through when you're using the framework is what we should be employing right now. And it's not that you need to be motivated, is not to be disciplined, is not to be fearless. Of course, you need all those things in your life. Don't take me wrong. I'm not trying to say that you don't need to have those attitudes toward what we're doing. But what I'm saying is, you don't need to use only those. You just need a framework. Have you guys used a framework in the past? I remember that a month ago, we used the hero journey. Remember that we did have the story. That's a framework. Have you guys used a framework in the past?
Yeah.
Something that can help you. Tara, can you elaborate on what you used and how you used it and how it
Well,
helped you?
my primary framework is for storytelling. It's a very solid framework.
Mm-hmm,
And
mm-hmm.
for presentations, I also have a framework for presentations that I teach. So yes.
And the framework, what are the things that you have in that framework that you use? Are there steps or questions? How is it framed, the framework?
Well, I'll take the story framework,
Mm-hmm.
and each part of it has a percentage of how much of the story it should be. Like the beginning thing is called the spark, and that's only 5%. And then there's the
Okay.
setting, and that's only 15%. Then the challenge is 50%. So
Oh,
yeah.
nice. It
Mhm.
sounds similar to this idea of writing a script and how many pages you should have for the story at the beginning. You don't go more than 20. Very good. So it's very, it provides you, even though it's a structure, it's contained, it gives you the freedom to put the information inside. Or do you
Absolutely.
feel, okay, so are you aligned with this freedom, or are you feeling constrained by the structure?
It's a great question because when I teach it, people feel a little bit constrained by it. And I always say,
Mhm.
learn it and then learn when you can break away from it.
Like,
I
oh,
don't, I
that's
don't know if you
nice.
know Salman Rushdie. He's one of the most brilliant storytellers of all times. And he says,
Mhm.
learn the rules and then break them all. Something like, yeah.
Love it. That's perfect. Actually, frameworks can be broken too. You can
Mhm.
play, you can move parts. That's awesome. Thank you for sharing, Tara. Anyone else in the group? And it's okay if you don't want to share, but what I'm trying to put here in emphasis is the idea of using frameworks to alleviate decision making processes or things that are creative driven, story driven, things that are going to impact your identity. Okay. Since we're using this idea of a framework in the context of quitting, letting go, saying no to the things that are holding you, it's important to clarify that anybody can quit or start saying no or stop doing something cold turkey. I'm not implying that you cannot do it and you should not do it. For some people, that works. Not only for some people, for some specific time frames in your life. If you're in a season of exploring and challenging, you may quit something cold turkey, and that's perfectly okay. There are other ways of doing it, which is gradually reducing an involvement. This was a trend right after COVID when people started coming back to work in the normal routine, and it was called the silent quitting. You're not truly quitting, but you're not involved as much, but you're still there. So either you can say, today I've stopped drinking, or you gradually reduce your involvement or the idea that you have with something. But no matter how you do it, there are three steps that this process of letting go takes you. There's a journey, there are steps. And the first one is you stop, you assess, you evaluate your current situation, then you do it, and then you recover from it. The majority of people stay in number one or number two, assessing, thinking, I need to do it, I should do it. They don't do it. Or if they do it, they just do it. Don't don't grieve, don't process the new reality. And this third step, which is this recovery idea, is okay, now this happened, or I made this happen. Who am I now? How am I using those tools? So this idea of the framework, and I'm gonna explain it very, very quickly right now, and it will be great. I see Tara taking your notes. I'm going to go with the flexibility that you can create your own framework. I do have a framework. I'm going to show it specifically with a visual aid next month. But right now, I want you to be creative. I'm just giving you the parts of the framework. And you can create, you can use it as little cogs in the wheel. And let's start with the top. So say no, SAYNO, is organized in my brain in a grid, but it doesn't have to be symmetrical. It's just organized in compartments. The S goes for situation. The A goes for action. The Y goes for yes. The N goes for no. And the O goes for onward. And if you have this framework, which is situation, action, yes, no, onward, and you layer the three steps that I told you, you stop, you assess, you do it, and then you recover, you will have something visually that says you stop by assessing your situation. That's number one. The area number two of the steps will be, we're going to do it. So doing it is taking action on the things that are yes or no. So that's your second kind of compartment, is your do it. And your third one is, how do I recover from this? How do I move forward and onward? So you have a framework, say no, situation, action, yes, no, onward. And you frame it around the three steps that every person goes through when they quit something, right? And the idea of this framework is that each section is going to have individual activities that are going to provide you with something tangible at the end. For example, situation, the goal is to gain clarity about your current situation and defines what you need to change. But the end, and I have three and four exercises in each one of the frameworks, is to have a written exit criteria that is going to help you stop and provide the why you need to stop. So that's the tool, is an exit criteria, and is a recommendation that I develop based on project management practices. Every project has a beginning and an end. Why don't we bring that idea to our lives? If you start something, if you start a relationship, if you start walking, if you start smoking, if you start something, you should have an end as well. And you should write it with the why in mind. So that's the first thing. And again, I'm giving you just an introductory of this framework. And next month, we're going to apply it. So, number one, situation. We're going to gain clarity about where we currently are and define what needs to change. And we will create a criteria that is going to help us make those decisions. So that's number one. Number two, we're going to take action. We're going to make firm decisions and we're going to navigate those difficult discussions with confidence. That's the action. We're going to use our gut feeling and our gut instinction to assess whether we are aligned or not. We're going to be prepared with things that are not just with our feelings, there are structures. And the outcome is a document, a commitment, a statement about the actions we're going to take. So as you can see, everything has a goal and an outcome. And the number three and number four are fairly similar in nature, but are quite the opposite of 180. Or think about a coin. You have a yes and a no. You always have a yes and a no. By saying yes to something, you're saying no to something. So we are going with the yes side of the coin. We're going to reinforce the positive choices that we're making that are aligning. Remember that we're aligning to our future. Those are the positive decisions we're making with our future and our core values. And with the no of the coin, which is number four, we're going to establish boundaries and we're going to create a practice of saying easy no's so you can become, I call it a quitting ninja. You need to be able to quit, to say no, to let go as a ninja. Smooth, fast, without too much impact on you and yourself, but a big positive impact in your future self. So in number four, in this no idea of the coin, we're going to have a personalized list of the commitments that are going to align with those yeses that we gave ourselves. And the last one, which is this outcome, this idea, is an evaluation of, remember the hero's story, the hero's journey that we wrote last month? Is a reevaluation of me as a hero and my story with the changes that I'm making. How is it going to help me become the better person with a renewed focus, embracing opportunities because I was able to say no to the things that were holding me back? I know I gave you a lot of information. I'm going to summarize it quickly, and then we're going to chat about it. At the top, think about your situation. We're going to assess it. We're going to investigate what we're currently experiencing. And we're going to do activities. For example, we're going to identify the current commitments that we truly don't want to continue committing to. What are we attached to? What do we need to be letting go? What are the barriers that are preventing us from change? And we are going to establish those exit points in our lives. So that's number one. We're assessing the situation, we're understanding who we are, what are barriers, commitments, and then we're going to define very specific criteria on when to exit a relationship, exit a job. And I'll give you an example in a second. Number two, action. We're going to make decisions about navigating with resistance and confidence. And it will be a decision, document, a commitment that is going to give us preparation and guidance on how to manage reactions and resistance. For example, you are quitting a job. What is the resistance you're going to get from your boss? Okay, we're going to take action and have those difficult discussions and prepare for them. And number three, we're going to reinforce with the yes and the positive choices that are aligning to our core values. And we're going to build those strong habits. Where those are the yes decisions. And those are the yes opportunities. And in the no, we're going to establish very firm yet flexible boundaries by implementing and practicing easy no's. We're going to create those safeguards to prevent and protect us from overcommitting. And at the end, we're going to have an outcome, an onward, a goal to move forward with a renewed focus that is going to open new opportunities and a strong recovery. We're going to talk about the support systems that we have. We're going to talk about the recovery process that we currently are experiencing and how we can make it better. And we're going to identify the priorities that are aligned with our aspirations. Is it clear? Do you see it? Do you visualize it? And this is just the theory. The framework itself is fairly simple. It's a very simple grid with 5 areas in which you have the freedom to put information within and use it when you most need it, which it is when you're making decisions. Tara, what are your thoughts? I want to pick your brain about what I just...
Yeah, I definitely would appreciate like a solid example. And I'll tell you why, because my brain is going to quitting a bad habit. And I don't think that could apply, but I need some other examples. Like I'm trying to figure out when I should be saying no in my life, besides no to a bad habit. I don't know why my brain keeps going there.
It could be because you are right now, we were discussing earlier that you were a woman of nature. Maybe it's the alignment that you just came from your weekend about the importance and values on your life. And maybe a bad habit is not going to allow you to be the woman in nature. I'm just, maybe you're connected that way. Another example, one not simple, and it could be used in the same category, and bear with me. Quitting a job if you are an employee, or quitting a client if you are a self-entrepreneur. That's saying no to a client that you should not be working with. That's an example. And I use it because I use this framework to actually fire a client. And that's the way that I did it, because at the beginning, I analyzed the situation that I was currently in. And it was that the summary of my evaluation was, I'm drained. It's not the time that I spend with the client, it's my energy level after I work with them. So in my situation, I wrote and I exercised what are my current commitments and attachments, not just with this client, but with others, and how can I use better my energy to serve the people that I want to work with. So I analyze the current commitments and the attachments that I have. I had a really emotional attachment with this client. So it was very difficult truly to make a decision, because for some people it's like, just, okay, I don't want to work with you. But there was an attachment, there was an emotional attachment. I recognized the barriers that were preventing me from making a decision, which were financial, and that's okay. I should not be quitting this client. They're bringing a lot of things to my life that I'm allowing me to do other stuff. But what I did was, okay, my situation is this one. I will write an exit criteria that if by X month I'm not able to feel better after working with them and I still feel drained, I will start a process of the attachment and telling them that I'm only giving them a month. And then I added the why. Why? Because I deserve to work with the clients that want to work with me. So that was the first, the situation. So saying no to a client, I evaluated the situation and created an exit criteria. Well, it continued feeling that way. So it gets to a point about, okay, what are the actions that I need to start making, which are, you check your exit criteria and you say, hey, yes, I need to implement it, or no, I'm still feeling, I'm going to give them another chance. And you start this decision process in the action area, and you prepare for the discussion. So I rehearsed with myself about quitting and letting them go. I did it in front of the mirror. I did it with my coach. So I prepared to manage those reactions and resistance from the person that was going to receive my, this is not working out anymore. Okay. So that is your action. You're preparing for all those things and you actually do it. So that is the second, like the criteria there, or the step is you're prepared and you do it. When you're doing it, you go to the next section, which is the yes and the no. What are the core values that are aligned in my life that are not aligned with them? And it was an easier discussion when I told them, it seems that the values you're bringing in your company are not aligned to the ones that I have. Therefore, I'm spending more energy working with this, trying to make it a match, and it's not matching. So it became very analytical, even though it was an emotional discussion. Mm-hmm. So I built strong habits and the commitments that I needed to do with this discussion. And I had a list of the yes commitments that were aligning to my core values, and they were not in that list. So it was easier for me to visualize, well, they're not truly aligned to the way that I operate. Then it went to the no section of the framework, and I said, okay, what are the safeguards? And this is a big one for me because I am a helper in nature. So I overcommit. I do more for others than I do for myself. And most of the time, I find less time to do the things that I need to do as a person. So for me, was creating those safeguards and preventing overcommitting. What if this person comes back and say, hey, Andrea, I know I didn't do this right, but can we work on a small project, or can we work on and I prepare myself for those discussions, and I wrote down, if it's a project that it has a defined beginning and end, I could work with them. But if it's a recurrent, so I prepare myself for those overcommitments by using the framework. And then at the end, with the onward, I had better focus and energy and new opportunities that I was able to use with my current clients. Because I used the framework, I told them to use it to do the same for those clients that they didn't want to work with. And it just established a process to be recovering from major decisions, one of them being quitting a client, letting them go. Did this answer your question?
Fantastic. It's very useful. And so I think that also people, I mean, this is a big say no, but people getting out of, romantic relationships, even deciding
like divorce.
Like if you just play it all out, the yes and the no, I think that helps you to know how to go forward.
So yeah, the idea is that this framework could help you with bad habits, could help you with a divorce if you're going to go through it. It could help you actually exit a chat with a group of friends that you were included and you don't know how to exit, and you're getting jokes that are simple things.
Great
that can
example,
help you.
Though.
Is I'm adding in a chat and I don't know how to exit. You don't want to hurt people. It could help you because it could be simple, but decisions that are hard, as leaving a chat or leaving your loved ones. Mm-hmm. Telling your loved ones they need to leave your home because they're not aligned anymore with your values, letting people go. So that's the idea of the framework. So the idea is that saying no is not the end, but the beginning. And what if the thing that you say no to is the things that actually are setting you free? That's the idea of the framework.
Very
and
cool.
I know we're right on time, but I hope this helped at least put a little seed in your mind that a framework can help you make decisions. That was the idea of today.
I love it. This has been fantastic. Thank you so much. So much work you put into this. It is really useful tool.
Awesome. Fantastic. Thank you so much. So now we're right at 9:30, and I apologize if I was not able to answer any other questions, but please reach out to me, Andrea at actionablethinking.com. Send me your questions. We're going to continue talking about this framework because this is the idea of the book that I'm finishing this year. So there you go. And with inspiration to end the day, our tenets are love, give, laugh, stress less, super important, sleep, please. Sleep is amazing. eat plants. Coming from a vegan, I hope you all only eat plants, but at least if you're not, eat as many as you can and move that body.
Awesome. Love it. Love you. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
Yep. We'll see y'all next time.